Hello and welcome back to Item of the Week. I'm Lori Williamson in the Collections Department of the Minnesota Historical Society, and I'm here to show you some fun stuff about outdoor activities that you can enjoy or were enjoyed in the past. And with me, as always, is my friend and colleague Sandra Ryerson.
Hello, I'm the 3D Objects Curator. Good to see you again.
Hey, good to see you too. I do love some outdoor activities, especially lawn games, but we'll work up to that. So we put together a couple different slides of things from the past that we have in our collection that, maybe you would like to enjoy with your family. All right, well, biking. Biking is a wonderful activity to do in this month of May, especially as the weather gets better and you can't help but be socially distant when you're on a bike. What can you tell me about the bike on the left? It has a very funky seat arrangement there.
It's got some great springs in that seat. So this is a Warwick Perfection safety bicycle made in Massachusetts in 1888. And it was ridden by the first women cyclists in Minnesota. So Edna and Hulda Isaacs were the first. And they may have ridden it together, but I kind of doubt that. They probably took turns. I think they were sisters.
Yeah.
But this is a very heavy bike. It's solid rubber tires and it's a steel frame. I'm a bike commuter, and I can't imagine having to push this up a hill.
No, maybe they only went downhill. Never went up. Yeah. No, okay. And then the image of the person on the right, that is not one of the sisters, but it's at the same time period, right?
Yeah, so this is circa 1900, so maybe 12 years after this bike on the left was made. But I just love this getup, and we actually have costume pieces in the textile collection that look just like this. She is so fabulous with her bicycle.
She is so fabulous. Those sleeves, I cannot get over those sleeves. They're not aerodynamic in any way, shape, or form.
No, that was clearly not the goal. Definitely going for style here.
Oh, yes.
Yes, rollerblades. So these were jumping forward a whole century, 1984. These are manufactured by Ollie's Innovative Sports in Minneapolis. So inline skates weren't new in 1979, but Scott Olson, who was 19 years old, he was a goalie. He wanted to improve on the design, and then he marketed his product as rollerblades to a hockey audience. So the idea is to simulate ice skating on pavement. So you're getting your hockey players and ice skaters to keep in condition during the summer months.
Yeah, I have a lot of things to say about that personally. In that I can stand up on ice skates pretty well, but rollerblades kind of terrify me. Like I want to get better at it, and so I've been practicing, but with the cracks in the sidewalk and stuff, like I have to have help. But yes, well, this reminds me of last week's when we talked about the hockey coloring book. I should suggest this to my brother that he take up rollerblading more seriously. So my other favorite thing about this though is the logo on the box. That is just amazingly beautiful. It's just really iconic.
Yeah, it's so very 80s. I love it.
So 80s.
And a fun fact, the rollerblades are a different size from the box. So clearly the donor went through a couple sizes of these rollerblades and had the earlier box.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you for pointing that out. Now that I look at it, you're totally right. So this is an abstract piece of art, obviously, right? And it's called Walking the Dog. And I picked it because, if you have a dog, you have walked it probably a lot. Dogs out there are getting really, really spoiled, speaking from personal experience. But I love the abstractness of this, and you can kind of see the dog, you can kind of see the guy. And I thought it'd be fun to get kind of some art into our episode. This is again from the 80s, so big surprise.
Yeah,
there.
This is the Malcolm Myers watercolor, right?
Yep.
And it's a fairly small piece. It's 18 by 24 inches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it reminds me of kind of one of those gray days or maybe a foggy morning. It's really great. And if you're going to be if you don't have a dog, you may as well get out hiking anyway. So on the left, you've got some unidentified women photographers, possibly part of a hiking group in the 1930s. And I love their outfits, and they're clearly out having a good time.
I like how there are special outfits for all these things. I think we really need to get back into that in this time of, quarantine and isolation. What else do we have to do? So we come up with cool outfits to wear for specific outings.
That's right. I mean, look, you and we're matching today in our floral prints.
That's right. Unintended matching. Yay.
Also,
the early 20th century had so many hiking groups. They were insanely popular, like everywhere. They would go on different routes together, and it it's something that's really, I think, well, there are still hiking groups a lot, actually, now that I think about it, but they're just not, they don't seem to be quite as prevalent.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and
then
the boots there are from the 1945 or so. They're women's hiking boots. So they're an off-white leather, but they've clearly seen some wear and tear. So getting some good use out of these hiking boots.
yeah, that's great. That's what most of my boots look like too, but kind of beat up, but those are really great. So, oh, lawn games. This is my favorite outdoor activity is lawn games, not jarts. Are those still illegal?
Yeah, I hope they stay illegal because they're pretty terrifying. But these are in their original box. So circa 1970s and 80s. These in particular were retailed by the Target Corporation, which is another reason for us to have them.
Yep, jarts. Anyway, and then on the right is my outdoor favorite game of choice, croquet. And we have several photos in the collection of people playing croquet, but I picked this one because she's holding the mallet correctly. Now, Sandra knows this
You
from
would know.
experience, and some other members of our institution know this from painful experience, that I have a lot of thoughts about croquet, having played it in college and after, and the proper way to hold mallets and such. And because we had an outing years ago now where I brought my croquet set and was told I
Yeah.
was too bossy, but it's true. You have to hold it like that because otherwise it's going to curve. Anyway.
I seem to remember a really great game of croquet on the History Center lawn. That's kind of a perfect lawn for croquet.
It is. It
So,
is. The grass is not always short enough, but it's very flat, which is nice.
yeah. Well, I look forward to playing with you again sometime.
I know, right? Yes, me too. Oh, yay. All right. What do we have here, Sandra?
Yeah, badminton. So the package on the left is shuttlecocks, so otherwise known as birdies.
Mhm.
And so these were actually used at the Michael Dowling School in Minneapolis.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then on the right, we have women playing badminton in Argyle. So then this is circa 1909. So there again, you got some pretty fabulous style out on the court.
Yeah, I do. I love their outfits. And what is that net high enough? I don't know. But anyway, it just reminds me that badminton is kind of fun. I should hook that up. Well,
Yeah, and a two-person game should be able to manage some good social distancing or
yeah,
get the whole family involved, right?
yeah,
You've got a good yard.
yeah. Yeah, we need more togetherness time. Anyway, thank you for sharing as always, Sandra. I appreciate that. And for everybody else out there, stay safe and look for more ideas and hopefully inspirational things at mnhs.org. Share your stories of this time at the History is Now COVID-19 edition, where you can share your stories, photos. If you have 3D objects, just let us know. And we hope you all stay well and entertained, and we'll see you again soon.